Welcome to a structural breakdown of the foundation of the Indian legal system. When we think of the judiciary, we often picture the Supreme Court or state high courts. But the true machinery of justice operates much closer to the ground. This is the architecture of justice, an anatomy of India's subordinate courts and grassroots judiciary. Today, we will map out how this intricate system is built, how it operates, and how it is evolving to bring justice directly to the doorsteps of over a billion citizens. Every great architecture requires a solid blueprint, and for India's lower courts, that blueprint is found right in the Constitution of India. Under Part 6, Articles 233 to 237 establish the strict mandate, structure, and operational boundaries of the subordinate judiciary. Now, what is the defining characteristic of these subordinate courts? It is their strict operational and administrative subordination to the state high court. This deliberate design ensures complete independence from the state executive, keeping the administration of law entirely separate from political influence. At the district level, the system splits into a dual-track framework under the District and Session Judges Court, which stands as the highest judicial authority within a district. Depending on the nature of the issue, a case travels down one of two distinct pipelines. First, the civil side, which handles disputes between private individuals. This covers matters like property ownership, marriage, and contract violations. Second, the criminal side, which handles offenses committed against the state and society as a whole, ranging from theft and fraud to acts of violence. Let's zoom in on this diagnostic matrix to see exactly how these two tracks are tiered. On the civil side, Tier 1 is the Subordinate Judges Court, which handles high-stakes civil suits involving larger financial values. Tier 2 is the Munsiff's Court, which manages ordinary civil suits with lower financial stakes. These courts focus heavily on everyday life events: marriage, divorce, succession, wills, and property disputes. On the criminal side, the tiers mirror this structure but carry penal power. Tier 1 is the Chief Judicial Magistrates Court, which holds the authority to impose higher criminal sentences. Tier 2 is the Judicial Magistrates Court, dealing with ordinary criminal cases. Their focus areas target threats to public peace and safety, including murder, robbery, theft, violence, and public order offenses. At the pinnacle of this district ecosystem is the district judge. Let's look at the profile required to occupy this critical seat. First, the appointment. A district judge is appointed directly by the state governor, but this can only be done in strict consultation with the state high court. Second, the qualifications. To be eligible, an individual must have been a practicing advocate for a minimum of 7 years, must be explicitly recommended by the High Court, and must not currently be in any prior public service under either the central or state government. In terms of status, they are the highest judicial authority operating within a district, uniquely holding the power to preside over both civil and criminal appellate matters. The office of the district judge wields a powerful threefold jurisdictional architecture. First is supervisory power. The judge holds full administrative authority to inspect, manage, and oversee all subordinate courts operating within their district boundaries. Second is judicial power. They hold both original and appellate jurisdiction over civil and criminal matters. Remarkably, on the criminal sessions side, they possess the extreme authority to impose life imprisonment or a death sentence, though a death sentence strictly requires confirmation from the state high court before it can be executed. Third is appellate power, allowing them to hear and rule on appeals brought against judgments passed by the lower district and session courts. Despite this robust structure, a systemic fault line historically persisted: the access gap. Traditional subordinate courts are geographically centralized at district headquarters and can be procedurally complex. For rural citizens, this created massive barriers, effectively depriving them of justice due to social, economic, or geographic disabilities. To bridge this chasm, the legislature introduced a breakthrough solution, the GramNyayalayas Act of 2008, which officially came into effect in 2009. This law was engineered to span the access gap by taking the courtroom out of the distant city and delivering it directly to the village level. What does a GramNyayalaya actually look like? Think of it as a mobile village court, established by the state government with the strict permission of the High Court, designed to bring justice right to the citizen's doorstep. Let's break down its anatomy. The presiding officer. Each mobile court is headed by a first-class magistrate, officially designated as the Nyayadhikari. The jurisdiction, unlike the rigid split we saw at the district level, a GramNyayalaya is uniquely empowered to hear both civil and criminal cases simultaneously, saving rural litigants from navigating confusing, bifurcated tracks. A historical milestone, this model transitioned from concept to reality in 2010, when India's very first GramNyayalaya was established in Bassi, located in the Jaipur district of Rajasthan. The ultimate promise of the GramNyayalaya system is speed and efficiency. It begins with a doorstep hearing, where the mobile court arrives directly at the panchayat level to accept local civil and criminal disputes. Once a case is logged, the clock starts ticking for mandatory disposal. By law, the Nyayadhikari is strictly bound to hear and resolve the matter within a tight 6-month time frame. If a party is dissatisfied with the ruling, a swift appeal window of exactly 1 month is granted. From there, the case follows a streamlined route. Criminal appeals are sent directly up to the session court, while civil appeals flow straight to the district court. When we look at the complete picture, we see that the Indian subordinate judiciary is not just a rigid, top-down hierarchy. It is a specialized, multi-tool ecosystem. GramNyayalayas act as the front line, providing immediate doorstep access and rapid resolution for grassroots disputes. Lok Adalats serve as the vital mediators, driving amicable settlements and reducing heavy case backlogs through alternative dispute resolution. And finally, the district and magistrate courts stand firm as the formal anchor, delivering rigorous adjudication, managing severe criminal jurisdiction, and exercising appellate authority. Together, these interlocking gears work in tandem to deliver balanced, accessible, and timely justice across India's diverse geographic, economic, and social realities. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment if you enjoyed this quick revision.